An Eastpointe man accused of doing horrible things to a 12-year-old girl is now locked up here at the Macomb County Jail. I'm Camille Mary. Details straight ahead.
And we're taking you to an event today where people were sawing up guns into tiny pieces. We'll explain what this is all about. Steph.
And it's hot. Temps are in the 80s. We were much warmer than this today, and we'll continue to remain warm as we head through the day on Sunday. We do see relief. We'll have timing on that in the forecast coming up.
Working for you. Fox 2 News at 6 starts now.
We want to welcome you to Fox 2 News at 6. I'm Hilary Golston. Well, we know it is October 4th and the Tigers are still playing baseball. Obviously, that is a good sign and we're very happy about it. Tonight, they're in Seattle for Game 1 of the American League Division Series, the ALDS. Fox 2's Woody Woodruff starts us off with a preview. Woody, we're excited.
Yes, we are excited. It's all hands on deck time for the Tigers as manager A.J. Hinch sails the Tiger ship into the Pacific Northwest to take on a Mariners squad that went 38-27 after sweeping Detroit back in July to win the American League West. So Seattle definitely has pitching and defense, but the main thing for the Tigers to look out for is Cal Raleigh. He clubbed 60 home runs this year, the most by a catcher, and to add to his resume, he's doing it from the left side of the plate as well as the right. This is the guy Tigers pitchers want to avoid, so keeping the bases clean in front of him is paramount. Detroit will send rookie Troy Melton to the mound for Game 1, and A.J. Hinch is confident that the kid can come through, even though he's surrounded by the pressure of performing in the divisional series.
I let Troy know on the plane last night that he was going to start, and we're excited to hand him the ball. Plus stuff, great demeanor, the ability to handle what's probably going to be the most excitable outing for him.
Of course, we will have more on the Tigers' first pitch set for 8:38 tonight and the University of Michigan's victory against Wisconsin. That's later on in sports. Hilary.
All right, thank you so much, Woody. We appreciate that. And of course, we're looking forward to a very good outcome. All right, so let's talk about it. It is a little bit warm for October, but we want to see what's going to happen with the weather now. Weather Authority. Stephanie Mead here to start us off with a look at the forecast. Is it going to get warmer, cool down?
Well, we do have another couple of warm days out ahead of us tomorrow and Monday. And then I think Tuesday is going to be our big day of change. And then after that, we'll see very brief cool down. Temps today topped out at 87. It was very warm. We were close to the record high, which was 89 degrees. That was set back in 1951. The average is at 67, so that's 20 degrees above where we should be for this time of year. And everyone here across the region, the Great Lakes, the Ohio Valley, really feeling that big time warmth right now. We have a few spots approaching 90 from parts of Minneapolis. They were in the low 90s yesterday, so they're feeling the heat for sure. 83 in the city now, 84 in Fort Wayne. Thus far, we have 2 consecutive days in the 80s. This is kind of what we anticipate, at least over the past 10 years in terms of consecutive days in the 80s. Anywhere between 1 to 4 days, and I do think we're probably going to tack on 2 more before the day, or before we are finished up, I should say, with this warmth. Live look over Seattle, where the Tigers are at right now. It looks gray. We're anticipating cooler temperatures there, mainly 60s, which we will eventually see. We have showers west of us. That's our next cold front. We'll have timing on when it should arrive, and also where our temps are headed as well, and the full forecast coming up in just a little bit. Hilary.
All right, thanks so much, Stephanie. This is absolutely a horrendous story. A man suspected of kidnapping and raping a young girl now facing charges, of course. Investigators fear there may be more victims. Fox 2's Camille Mary is live tonight in Mount Clemens talking about this story. It's disgusting, the allegations, Camille.
Yeah, it really is. So this man was actually arrested in New York and then brought back here to Michigan, formally charged today. Take a look at some video. Let's talk about what happened. We're talking about 52-year-old Andrew Logan Williams. This actually happened, this incident happened September 22nd in Eastpointe. He is accused of, as you said, kidnapping a 12-year-old girl who lives in the same neighborhood, sexually assaulting her, and then letting her go. Police say she was off school because there was a school service day, and she told another adult who took her straight to the police department to make a report. She gave a description of the man who she knew said lived nearby and where he lived, what happened. She also picked him out of a photo lineup. Police got a search warrant and searched his house, but he was already gone. Investigators tracked him down in New York and arrested him 24 hours later. They also found evidence inside the suspect's home that leads them to believe there are other young victims. Late last month, Fox 2 spoke with a neighbor after the alleged incident involving that 12-year-old girl. Take a listen.
I'm that type of person that I could pick up vibes, and I always felt a negative vibe from that house.
Bond was denied for this man. He is remanded to the Macomb County Jail. Behind me, reporting live in Mount Clemens, Camille Amiri, Fox 2 News.
All right, Camille, obviously we said there right in the introduction that there could be more victims. Do we know what investigators are doing to figure that out? Obviously, I'm sure they're asking for the community to come forward, but beyond that, have we heard about that part of their investigation?
Yeah, I mean, the evidence that they found is pretty disturbing. So, of course, they're looking for people to come forward, children, if they have been possibly molested, to tell their parents, obviously talking to people in the neighborhood, talking to this 12-year-old victim's friends, but just, an absolutely horrible situation. Of course, hoping that this story gets out to people that they may know, somebody watching may know something. Hilary, back to you. Yeah, that's certainly our hope, and hopefully people who may know anything, or if you happen to be a victim, please reach out to police. Thank you, Camille Amiri, live for us tonight. Returning to some other disturbing news, a woman dead in a 3-car crash in Detroit. It happened early this morning at Puritan and Schaefer on the west side. There are 2 other victims who are now in stable condition. The cause of this accident still under investigation. This is a disturbing discovery on the east side of Detroit. Police tell us a partially decomposed body was found on East 6 Mile near 75. That was near a Coney Island restaurant. Police are working to identify this person and what killed them. In Grand Blanc, the community is coping with the absolute horror of last week's attack at a church. 4 people killed, 8 others hurt. The suspect who shot up the church and lit it on fire last Sunday, as you know, is dead. On Tuesday, the community is planning a gathering at Don Batchelor Field in Grand Blanc. It's at 7 o'clock. The City Township and the Chamber of Commerce are sponsoring this event. And today in Plymouth, a church trying to turn weapons into art, and they also say a little bit of healing here. So the community here is encouraged to take guns that they don't want to St. John's Episcopal Church. This was a gun disposal event where the weapons would be dismantled and then transformed into art. That's the goal. Also, turning an instrument of potential harm into what they say is hope.
We're trying to love our neighbor, love our community, and say, hey, come here, we'll dispose it, we'll actually get rid of it. We'll actually disable it as opposed to sending it someplace where they sell the parts for ghost guns. And we'll make some of the pieces into art.
Yeah, I'm done. And they make it clear they're following the rules here. They say all gun disposals are carried out in compliance with federal regulations. Okay, it's the Motor City, so it doesn't surprise you that today racing fans once again satisfying their need for speed at the M1 Concourse in Pontiac. Check it out. So you're likely not surprised. The name of the event here, the American Speed Festival, combines modern and historic racing, technical innovation, and motorsport culture with track action. It also involves some of the legends of the sport, like a 2-time Indy 500 winner.
My favorite part of this is the Indy cars from the past. They get out there, they're roadsters from the 40s and 50s, Indy cars in the 70s and 80s. It's just, it gives you a great opportunity to see the history of Indy cars.
Many of these are just amateur racers, but chance to take their car and compete is something that it's very difficult to find. And obviously, we're proud of being located in Pontiac. This is a city that needed an injection of economic development and energy, and we think we've done quite a bit of that.
Hey, so never fear, if you miss this event, it runs through tomorrow, so you can catch it then. All right, the shutdown in Washington, D.C. continues. Our federal government shut down. When they'll actually vote again, we'll explain coming up.
Oh, it's the witching hour. They gave me a wand, and you know what? I think we're going to choose our spell color, green. Whoa! Yeah, you know what? I'm Scott Walczak. I am armed with some magic, and we are here at Glenmore Trails. It's going to be awesome. Stay tuned.
Well, as you probably know the federal government is still shut down and senators are expected to vote again on Monday, but the problem is we don't think much will develop from this. Now, it's also thought that Republicans won't be able to get the 60 votes needed to advance the bill. Some federal workers are furloughed, others considered essential are forced to work without pay. They'll get back pay once lawmakers work out a deal. But of course, there's no way for us to determine when that might be.
I really just can't vote for something that has $2 trillion in debt.
It's all about President Trump and the Democrats needing to pick a fight to satisfy their far-left political base, far-left activist organizations who are the tail wagging the dog right now.
Today, and if they start firing thousands of people or clawing back other kinds of programs, I think it could hurt their chances of getting this resolved.
All right, so don't expect the government to open up anytime soon. The last one in 2018-2019 lasted 35 days. Now, the House announced it'll be out, not in session, next week. That'll also have an effect. Here in Metro Detroit, it is a magical walk through the woods, and it is back. And this time, this isn't some haunted forest. It's a family-friendly adventure called the Glenlore Trails Witching Tour. Fox 2's Scott Wolchuk explains about how this all works in Commerce Township.
Oh, the witching hour is at hand. That's right. Somebody gave me a wand, and I am ready to use it. We are here at Glenlore Trails in Commerce Township, and I've got Scott. He's the co-founder. So first of all, yes, excellent. Is your wand a different color than mine?
It is.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Different colors, slightly different styles.
Oh,
yeah.
Awesome. Okay, well, for anybody who's never been to Glenlore Trails here in Commerce, what's it all about?
So this is a 1 mile interactive, immersive night walk. It's fun for kids of all ages, very family friendly. And it's right here in the center, at the heart of Commerce Township.
And when you say family friendly, because one of the first things I asked was, is anybody going to pop out at you? Because trust me, they send me out to places like this a lot, and somebody jumps out at me, and my camera guy's all in on it. So.
Nope, no jump scares, no gore. It is not a haunted house. This is family friendly entertainment.
Very cool. And we've got these wands, and right here I know we've got this wand station. So you choose your color. Tell me a little bit about this while I'm choosing my color.
Sure. So last year we brought the wands to Glenlore, and this year we elevated the experience with them. So this is one of 3 wand training stations where you can influence what happens with the rest of the trail. So you pick a color, pick a sound, pick a creature, and they show up where you tap in other places.
That's got to be so cool for the kids, especially picking the creature. What kind of creatures are available?
There's a bat, a butterfly, and a spider.
Oh, yeah, you know, I might be on the blue butterfly gang.
Yeah.
You know, that beats the green spider. I don't know what you were planning to go for, but so what else can people kind of look forward to? I know it's a mile-long trail. Seems like it's just a really fun kind of little thing to get people in the spirit.
Yeah, so we have 25 or so different stops, right? There's light shows, there's art installations, and then there's interactive games that we build. So it's really just a festive holiday experience and a lot of fun. There's a lot to see, a lot to do, and it takes about an hour to get through.
Awesome. And as the father of a very little guy, kids under the age of 3 get in for free. Their prices are pretty good, and you know what? They're going to be open every weekend up through right up through Halloween, right?
Right up through Halloween, yeah. And then we close for a little bit, and we come back for Aurora.
Ah, very nice. And do you have wands for that, or is that more wands? Let's go. Hopefully they're candy cane themed. So, anyways, you can check it all out. You can't miss it here in Commerce Township. Super cool place to be. And remember, Excelsior, or whatever you might want to yell with your wand. For now, reporting in Commerce Township, Scott Wolchuk, Fox 2 News.
Well, we saw a hot day today. It wasn't necessarily super humid, so luckily we had that going for us here. We were close to tying the record high of 89 degrees, but we didn't quite get there. 87 was our high, so this record is going to stay 89 degrees. Now tomorrow and into Monday, I don't think, again, we're going to be breaking any records. Could come close to maybe tying something for a few select spots, but this just shows you how out of the ordinary these mid to upper 80s that we're currently seeing are for the month of October. 83 in the city of Detroit right now, 85 Lansing, 84 in Coldwater, a few 70s sprinkled in there, but everyone here across the state have seen a hot day. We're dry, we're quiet. We have showers off to the west of us here, and then additional showers out near Seattle where the Tigers are playing later later on tonight. So something that a lot of spectators that want to watch the game will have to keep in mind getting into the stadium. Other than that, temps tonight will be falling through the 70s and eventually 60s. I think we bottom out near 60 degrees, mainly quiet and clear. And then by Monday, and even Sunday, we're going to continue to see temperatures remain relatively warm. So we're in the mid-80s on Sunday, mid-80s by Monday as well. Still remaining toasty. It's not until Tuesday where we start to see a few changes here. Temps will dip to the 70s, so still above the seasonal high by a few degrees, but we're factoring in more shower chances. This is necessary rain. This is much needed rain. It has been exceptionally dry for us here over the past, what feels like month, maybe month and a half. So this is much needed here across the state of Michigan. We do see humidity levels peak late Monday to Tuesday, but that's because of the rain. We'll see that fall off as we head through the end of the week. And really, late Monday into Tuesday is our only opportunity. And then by the end of the week, potentially, maybe Friday night into Saturday, we could be looking at additional lighter showers. But this is what we're looking at now, at least through early Tuesday. By 5 o'clock in the morning, there could be some pockets of some moderate to heavier showers. Maybe a rumble of thunder. That will quickly exit by late Tuesday, and then I think we're dry for Wednesday. The extended forecast does not look bad. We see a swing of temperatures from the 80s to the 60s. For the Detroit Tigers game on Tuesday, anticipate maybe a few showers. I think we do begin to dry out later on in the day, and then we're in the 60s as we head through the end of next week. Woody.
Thanks a lot, Stephanie. Michigan handling its business against Wisconsin, and Michigan State showing some brave moments in Nebraska. We'll have the college football fun. And now that the wild card is over, what kind of methods does Tigers manager A.J. Hinch need to put into play to have success against Seattle in the divisional series? I'm Woody Woodruff. We'll explore the answers next in sports. Start with college football. Ranked number 20 at the start of the day, the goal for the Michigan Wolverines was to see continued growth on both sides of the football, and Wisconsin turned out to be the perfect test. The Badgers play a gritty sort of game that keeps them in the mix, and they brought that style to the Big House. To Ann Arbor we go, where the Badgers scored in lightning fashion, but the Maize and Blue were also able to come out firing. This is Justice Haynes taking it to the house, the 2-minute drive, evening the game at 7. It was 10-7 Wolverines at the half. Third quarter, Bryce Underwood in the shotgun, fakes the give, then finds Donovan McCulley down the middle. McCulley breaks a couple of tackles, spins to the outside for the touchdown. Michigan up 17-7, and the Wolverines saw the defense step up too. Just over 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the third. Badgers QB Hunter Simmons going deep. His receiver is there, but Rod Moore picks it off. Michigan will take over. Then in the fourth quarter, the Wolverines pulled out the dagger and plunged it home. Justice Haynes dispensing it with his second score of the game. He led the ground game with 117 yards on the day as Michigan moves to 4-1 with a 24-10 victory.
Shout out to Wink Martindale, the defensive staff, the players. You know, after that first drive, we looked at it. It was tackling. It wasn't the calls. It wasn't, you know, it was tackling. It was missing tackles. And after that, I think it was 8 punts and an interception, and then a field goal at the end of the game. So pretty good. You know, that's what it came down to. And something we worked on we worked on opportunity week, we worked on this past week, and you can see the emphasis of that, with tackling, that helped us be successful on defense.
Michigan State head coach Jonathan Smith talked all week long about how tough it was going to be to go into Lincoln and take down Nebraska. If MSU was going to have success, the green and white couldn't let the Cornhuskers build a big lead early, and the Spartans would also have to stay healthy. To field level we go, where the Huskers were on their way to building that big lead early. Opening quarter, Nebraska already up 7-0 when Cornhuskers special teams stepped up. The punt blocked by Jameer Khan. Carter Nelson takes it into the end zone. 14-0 Nebraska. Could MSU fight back? It looked bleak after Aiden Childs went out with an injury. But in came Alessio Milivojevic, and he was ready, hitting tight end Jack Velling in the end zone. 14-7, the Spartans back in it, and so was Aiden Childs. He returned to the game. Spartans looking to score before the end of the half when Deshaun Singleton intercepted Childs for the second time today. But Childs did tie the game with a 16-yard touchdown run. That game is tied at 14, approaching the fourth quarter. The Tigers stepping into the divisional series stage tonight with Game 1 against the Seattle Mariners. Detroit sending rookie Troy Melton to the mound for the start, but the playoffs also requires a different managerial mindset, something that A.J. Hinch has prepared for.
The best, I think, attribute that you can have as a manager in the playoffs is the knowledge and trust of your own team. Nobody knows your team the way that you do. No matter how many people try to tell you about your team or tell you about your decisions or weigh in on what should have or could have happened, the manager's chair supplies an incredible opportunity to get to know your team and make decisions accordingly.
Going to be a big game for the Tigers, and starter Troy Melton, the rookie, has got a lot of pressure on him, but let's hope that he can handle it. And Hilary, don't worry, I have saved you a front row seat in the sports office to watch the game. First pitch at 8:38.
Okay, well, I might take you up on that invitation. so okay. I do have a question for you.
Yes, go ahead.
So everyone is saying, everyone, not us here in Detroit, but a lot of people are saying that the Mariners have a better offense.
Yeah.
And they're worried about, I mean, everybody went on YouTube, right? And looked at Raleigh's 60 home run.
60 home runs, and he's setting records as a catcher and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, right now I think though, like AJ Hinch says, each series, it's clean slate. You wipe it clean, you refocus, and you move on. And I think the Tigers can get it done. Remember, Tarek Skubal pitching in game 2, so let's hope that the Tigers can get this one and then go into game 2 with a 1-0 lead and then maybe come home up 2-0. Then what would you say?
Then I'd say I'm a very happy woman.
Yeah.
And Skubal's the best. He's
exactly.
the best.
So yeah, let's hope for that.
Yeah.
All right.
Is it an indoor-outdoor stadium? I know I've been.
T-Mobile Park is kind of can convert to both, but it's usually outdoor.
So someone was twittering me, and they're like, "Oh, it's X, Y, and Z out there." So they could be contending with maybe a few showers. I think out in Seattle. I don't know if that's going to have any impact on how anybody plays, but that's their forecast. Temps for us here in the mid-80s. It's hot today, hot tomorrow, hot Monday, and then as we head through Tuesday, when the Tigers are home, they'll definitely be contending with rain at that point. Temps will be in the low 70s, and then it's looking much cooler after that.
All right, so let's talk about this. If you've ever seen one of those giant pumpkins and wonder, how does that thing get so big? Well, growers and scientists are sharing some of the secrets. Some pumpkins can get to right around 2,000 pounds. First of all, you have to start with the right seeds. To summarize, basically genetics. Then, of course, good soil, lots of water, and then there's even more to it than that.
One of the reasons is that when growers are making a giant pumpkin, they actually do something to the plant, which is that they take off all the other growing pumpkins. So each plant only has one pumpkin that it's funneling all of its sugar, water, and resources into. And that helps make it extra big in a way that you might not see in the wild.
Not surprising, these huge pumpkins grow wide but not tall. That's because of gravity. Many of them are on the lighter side because growers will cover them with a tarp during the day to delay the ripening process. How about that?
Interesting.
All right, that is going to do it for Fox 2 News at 6. Thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to join us on the air tonight after football. See ya.